Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to do a preview and predicted lineup for Wolves versus Arsenal. Arsenal will be hoping to continue their unbeaten run in the Premier League when they take on Wolves at the Molineux on Tuesday. The games continue to come thick and fast across Europe and in the Premier League. Game week 22 of the 2020-2021 season is set to begin just a couple of days after the end of the previous round fixtures. The latest match day will be kicked off on Tuesday at the Molineux, where Wolves will play host to Arsenal. Wolves has been quite underwhelming in the 2020-2021 Premier League season till date, having been contenders for a Europa League spot since returning from the Championship. The Midland clubs are mired in mid-table as things stand. Currently on an 8-game winless run in the top flight, nunoespíritosanto's men are in need of a turnaround if they are to achieve their objectives this term. Arsenal, on the other hand, have turned their fortunes around to some extent in the past month or so. While the Gunners still have their fair share of problems on the creative and goal-scoring front, a solid defence has helped them to a 7-game unbeaten run, which has slightly elevated Mikel and co to 10th on the table and within touching distance of a European spot. The reverse fixture, played at the Emirates back in November, saw Wolves come from behind to secure a narrow 2-1 win, in a game that was infamous for the frightening head injury suffered by Raul Jimenez. Ahead of the last meeting between the two sides, we take a closer look at the encounter. So in terms of Wolves, in terms of their team news, nunoespíritosanto does not have any fresh injury concerns, having his preparations ahead of the visit of Arsenal. On Tuesday, the Wolves manager could be bereft of the services of as many as 5 first-team players. Raul Jimenez, with his aforementioned long-term head injury, is a long-term absentee, and so is Johnny Otto with a knee problem. Apart from the aforementioned two, the likes of Fernando Marcal, groin injury, Roman Saiz, knock, and Ryan Ait-Nouri with a groin injury are all also likely to miss out for Wolves against Arsenal. The potential absence of Ait-Nouri and Saiz means that Nelson Semedo will once again be deployed as a left wing-back, with Ki Jana, however, starting on the opposite flank. Nuno should once again line his side up in a 3-4-2-1 formation, having ended the experiment with the 4-3-3. The back three in the Wolves side will therefore comprise of Willy Bolly, Conor Cody and Max Kilman. Up ahead in terms of Arsenal, like his counterpart in the Wolves dugout, Mikel has a number of pressing squad issues to contend with ahead of the visit to the Molineux. On Tuesday, the Arsenal boss could have to make do without as 5 first-team players, much like Wolves. While no player is in the treatment room, there are several who are battling to regain fitness in time for the midweek Premier League fixture. The likes of Kieran Tierney, Bukayo, Saka and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang are all yet to take part in full training, while Pablo Mari and Dani Ceballos will likely be eased back in after only recently returning to contention. That means that despite the short turnover of days, changes are likely to be kept to a bare minimum on Tuesday. In fact, only a couple of shuffles are expected, which will likely come in attack. One of those should see Martin Ødegaard make his full debut, reprising the number 10 role, which allows Emil Smith-Rowe some much needed rest. Now we move on to the predicted lineup that I predicted, and hopefully Arteta will go with a similar lineup so we can secure the win at Molineux. So in terms of the predicted lineup, I'm going to stick with the 4-2-3-1 formation, as we have been able to keep clean sheets and we don't need to refer back to a more defensive system against a defensive opposition. In terms of the goalkeeper, it's really pretty obvious who the first name on the team sheet will be, and that's Bernd Leno. In terms of the left back position, it looks like Kieran Tierney will not be back so far, so I'm going to stick with someone that's been on top form at the moment in the form of Cedric Soares. In terms of the left centre back position, I'm going to bring back Gabriel Magalhaes, but in change of mind, I'm going to stick with David Luiz. I think he's been immense when he's been asked to play upon, and I think he deserves his opportunity. In terms of the right centre-back position, I'm going to go with Rob Holding. I think he's someone that's been a solid performer and he's trying to prove his worth of why he should be offered that new contract he has been offered. In terms of the right-back position, we won't be able to put Cedric on that position, so we'll have to stick with Hector Bellerin. He was decent against Manchester United. Hopefully he can carry on that form in against Wolves at Molineux. In terms of the left centre mid position, I think I'm going to stick with Granit Xhaka, someone that's starting to prove his worth to the club, and he's really working alongside the other right centre mid position, which I think has cemented his position in the form of Thomas Partey. In terms of the left wing position, I'm going to stick with Gabriel Martinelli. I think it was a wrong decision by Arteta to get rid of Martinelli. I think he should have stayed on. If he had that chance that Willian had, I think he would have definitely scored that opportunity. In terms of the centre attacking midfield role, even though Smith Rowe deserves that rest that we've all been talking about, I think, in my opinion, I would like to still see Smith Rowe at the club. I want him to at least start at least 50 or 60 minutes, then bring in Odegaard after. In terms of the right winger position, I think someone that's improved his worth a lot against United is Nicolas Pepe, and he's looking like a decent player from the game of United, and he looks like a new and improved man. In terms of the striker role, I think we have to give it to the one man, our main man, number 9, Alexandre Lacazette. Because even though Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang looks like he's back into contention, I'd rather see a Lacazette who's full and fit and he's on point at the moment, rather than a Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang who's just coming from personal issues, and I wish him all the best for his best recovery. So this is the predicted lineup I've went with. Make sure you guys tell me if you enjoyed the predicted lineup. If you want to make any changes, leave it in the comments below. And that's it from me. Make sure you guys keep supporting. Make sure you guys remain blessed, and peace.